podcast is public, it's live, and this is live from the Hangout on Google Plus. This is the location. Streaming, I think it's streaming on the internet. I'm using my new microphone. This is a new Yeti mic. It looks like a microphone, like this. And I have different settings, so I can try to see if this one sounds better. This is like omnidirectional. So now you're getting kind of like, I guess, the echo and everything in the room. And it gets like this when I'm closer. And now it's the cardioid mode. So I guess there's less echo. And this is how it sounds. If I just sit back like this, it sounds like that. And if I get closer, it sounds like this. So this is a very interesting show that you're watching right now. I am talking about the Ampart Chromebook, which I've been using for the last 3 weeks as my main laptop. And it's completely, absolutely awesome. It's the most awesome laptop in the whole world, by far. It's my main laptop, fully. I'm checking out my emails. So if I open a website called Techmeme, I'll open a website called Techmeme and just talk about it. It's like Twit, you know? They just open Techmeme and then they talk about it. And it says here, Thanksgiving Day retail traffic increased 71% in 2012. I guess that means people buy stuff on Thanksgiving Day. I guess. It's very interesting for people who sell stuff. PayPal sees 173% increase. GSI up 170%. All right, it's very good. Apple adds 6 Samsung products, including Note 2, S3, Mini, Galaxy Tab 2 in California lawsuit. And this is hilarious. Again, we have the Techmeme. The Techmeme, and number 2 story is Florian Muller, which is a very public person that encourages public debate, and all his posts are open to comments. Everybody can post comments, and is a very open guy. Well, I don't know. I'm banned from his Google Plus wall, and doesn't allow any comments in his Google Plus anyways, and doesn't allow any comments on his blog, and he's paid by Microsoft, and he's paid by some other guys. Oracle is paying him. Probably that he gets money from Apple somehow, but he's not announcing it yet. Well, maybe he's not. But at least he got money from Microsoft and from Oracle for blogging against Google. And he's number 2 on Techmeme, which is funny. And everybody's quoting him. Engadget, The Verge, Mashable, iDownloadblog.com. It's all quoting Florian Muller every day, the whole year, for the last 3 years. It's very cool. Florian Muller is the source of all the information. We could talk about how ridiculous all these patent lawsuits are, but I think it's ridiculous to even mention those things because they're useless. Never gonna reach to any conclusion. They're all gonna just sue each other until Apple is finished selling products in the stores. So that's just what this is about. It's just about getting stories out that mean nothing to nobody and just to waste everybody's time. Let's talk about the next story. It says LG admits reason behind dropping 4G and Nexus 4. You can also just join this hangout if you want. Hey, 2 people watching. Cool. 2 viewers. How do I invite people in here? I thought I invited people. If I say here, hangout, invite, hangout, yeah, and I can add there. I just add some people here and here, and let's see what happens. Hangout. You can just join here on this Hangout on Air. It's a Hangout on Air, on the air. Hangout on the Air. All right. It's kind of sad to be all alone. Nobody wants to join the Hangout. So if you watch this, if you can see a join Hangout, just join it. So you can like be in the Hangout or something. And there's even less people watching. There was 2 people, and since I did this, who's gonna join? Then there's only one, which is really sad. Only one person watching this. If you the what person, just know it's a little bit sad. Yeah. All right. But it's recording, so I'm just gonna talk some more until somebody joins here. So LG admits reason behind dropping 4G Nexus 4. This is nothing about LTE, whatever. It's just about you make one smartphone that has to work on as many different carriers in different countries as possible. So you work with Qualcomm, and Qualcomm does a modem that works in a whole bunch of different carriers, a whole bunch of countries, and you enable what you can enable. And for now, they enable 3G, which is 3G plus, HSPA plus, which some people call kind of 4G. So it's kind of 4G, but it's not really LTE. But the point is that the same Nexus 4 can be made with LTE if the carrier wants LTE. But if you're in the USA and if you have crappy carriers, then you use whatever crappy technology they want for now. But over here in Europe, you're going to get maybe something else, and in Asia something else, and LG can just flip a switch and allow everybody to have what they need. What happens when your pivot goes horribly wrong? So this is about something on TechCrunch or Skift or something. Probably, I don't know what it means. Windows Phone team. This is no way to treat early adopters. Oh, so now Pearl Thoreau is posting a whole bunch of Windows Phone trash pieces. Well, I should have done that when everybody else was trashing Windows Phone, like a couple of years ago or a year ago. But it's cool that now he's kind of like the insider with all the trash against Windows. That's cool. He's written 3 or 4 books, or maybe 12 books, I don't know, about Windows, so maybe he knows stuff. I'm just talking. It's still broadcasting. So Gaza violence leads lawmakers to call for shuttering terror groups on Twitter. Really? All right. Which is kind of ridiculous. I mean, it's ridiculous. Just like in general, it's ridiculous. Former Nokia executive Damian Dinning announces he's headed to Jaguar Land Rover. This is what you get when you talk about these stupid cameras and stupid smartphones. You get people going over to Jaguar. That's what happens. Just stop using your smartphone if you have people you care about that you want to take pictures of. Just use a good camera, like a bigger optics. You cannot use a smartphone. It doesn't matter if it's the best smartphone camera in the world. It's still worse than a $150 point and shoot, because the optics are flat, and with flat optics you cannot have a quality that your babies, when they grow up, will appreciate. It'll be like, why did you take a picture of me right there with a smartphone? They will tell you that, and they will be very angry. So just think about that. Just get a point and shoot or DSLR or mirrorless, and let's stop thinking that somehow Nokia is, or Apple or anybody is awesome at making camera phones. It gets a little bit better every year, but it's still crappy. It's flat. It looks like a crappy camera from the 70s, especially when you make videos. It looks bad. Don't do it. Barclays Bank buys 8,500 Apple iPads in one go. Oh, really? They bought 8,000 iPads. Whoa. And China just bought 50 million Android tablets. So it's a very big story that some bank that somehow like is a convicted felon bank that stole money from everybody and cheated with stuff. Oh, is that the bank in the UK? Oh, maybe something like that. And they bought iPads with people's money. That's really it's like a big gift. They could have given people the money instead. I'm sure the 8,500 employees would have preferred $500 than having to use this iPad. So droid fooding. After years of giving employees iPhones, posters at Facebook HQ begged them to test Android. Oh, so now you have Facebook employees getting free iPhones, but now they're getting free Androids. But who cares? It's just a few thousand people. But it's a story on Techmeme. So I guess people have to read it because it's on Techmeme. Skeuomorphism and the user interface. Haven't read that, but it's on Real Mac blog. So I guess it's an Apple story about user interfaces. So I skip because I want to check something else, and I don't care about Apple stuff. Not mostly, I don't care. I think it's interesting when they do their ARM processors. Very cool. When they invest in new screens, it's always interesting. But I hate it when they kind of get exclusive on screens, and when they claim that their processor is the only one that's fast or whatever. This is just kind of ridiculous. So, conceived in haste, India's internet law now targeted for change. India Inc. India Internet. And the next story is about Pakistan. So, some kind of a regional closeness and the chronology of these two stories. Why is nobody joining this hangout? What's going on? Hey, I invited people. You don't want to join? All right. 284 Pakistani domain names reportedly hijacked, affecting Google, Apple, and Microsoft. Few people in Pakistan might use the Pakistani domain name, otherwise, don't really care. So, skip. Not very important. Just some DNS, whatever registration place, whatever got hacked a little bit, whatever, for a few minutes. Not a big story. RIM jumps 14% on BlackBerry 10 hopes. 40% up from 0 is not a very big jump, or if you have 0.1, whatever your value is. So small jumps, small stocks, doesn't matter. BlackBerry should just use Android, of course. GE looks to industry for the next digital disruption. Okay. It's like Ford kind of get desperate. They try to use all this techie stuff on the webs and all that. Well, they should do it. They should have done it a long time ago. But it's just, I don't know, maybe you should think about doing a smart grid. If you are GE, I guess that's what they do. You should think about doing powering electric cars. You have big things to do, I guess. Khan Academy updates iOS app to work on the iPhone with access to over 3,500 educational videos. Whoa, very interesting. iPhone got access to YouTube videos from the Khan Academy website. Fantastic. Maybe you should have had it for 5 years ago, but I guess they got it now, so it's a story. It's kind of strange what's going on here. Why are they talking about this? Khan Academy is awesome, but open platform. The kids should get Android, should get Chromebooks like this one. All the kids should get a Chromebook. This is an awesome machine. $250. Could probably be $99. And this is the one laptop per child. It needs to be Chrome OS as soon as possible, and Android when you touch. Combine Chrome OS and Android, fix the whole problem. I know iTunes through the ages. No thanks. Not interested. iTunes. It's just a marketing ploy for Apple to sell more devices. So I don't really want to talk about it. It's not really good for artists. It's not very good for musicians and podcasters and all that. It's just good for Apple. So it's a little bit sad, but that's how of course, a few artists got $1,000 check or whatever. They got paid a little bit, but it's not very interesting. It's not revolutionary. hacked GoDaddy sites, infecting users with ransomware. GoDaddy gets hacked a lot since they got bought for like $3 billion like a few months ago. Kind of strange. Google Maps is now giving out profile badges to most helpful community members. That's a little bit interesting. You know, that is Ingress. In theory, Google could use people in Ingress. If Ingress is an awesome game, they can ask you to go around and scan everything, everywhere, the whole time, and they can integrate that automatically in Street View, in Street Maps. They can use all the information that you gather to improve Google Maps. And then, for sure, Apple Maps can never catch up, or catch up. So doesn't matter. I don't even want to talk about Apple Maps. It's kind of like a joke. Sorry, I say that, but well, it kind of is. The next story, it's about Instagram. Instagram sees new record during Thanksgiving. Over 10 million photos shared at a rate of 226 per second. Instagram is kind of sad, a sad place. So many people spend so much of their time putting pictures and kind of destroying their pictures with all these kind of crappy filters that make their pictures look like they were taken with old crappy cameras from the 70s. Again, it's the whole thing about getting back to the 70s and somehow thinking it's cool. It's not cool. Just, it's not cool. All these filters, like, make it blurry and stuff. Don't do it. Or make it blue, or make it red, or make it hue, saturation, whatever you do. Make it blurry, like this webcam that I'm using. It's not a good idea. Make high quality pictures with a high quality camera if you take pictures of high quality objects or people that you care about. Otherwise, doesn't really matter. It's like getting drunk at the bar. You might upload with a crappy camera because only a few people might care. It's not very important, you know. But if stuff is important, well, I'm just thinking, yeah, people get excited about uploading pictures and share, like following, maybe 200 people follow some person that spends hours and hours. And when 200 people follow, it means 2 people will watch the content, because less than 1% of your followers are seeing what you do. That's how it is, the internet. The followers doesn't mean much. It's just 1%. It's just a number, and people have other things to do. Like 99% of their time, they're not on the application. They're not going to check Instagram all the time. Nope, they're not going to do that. So Instagram is kind of like a joke, but it has to be on Techmeme, of course, because everything that's kind of like a joke gets talked about it on Techmeme, I guess. Anonymous hackers cost PayPal $3.5 million. Okay. PayPal has problems, but it's kind of normal because they can verify accounts, but it's limited what they can verify and how. So of course there's huge amounts of scams going on every day on PayPal. So it makes sense that sometimes, they have problems with they lock accounts because they think something's bad going on and people weren't doing something bad, so they might have their accounts suspended, and it's difficult to get access to all these people because you have to think millions of people use it. So they have problems. The fee is maybe too high, but there's PayPal. That was just some topics, and nobody joined this Hangout. So maybe the Hangout actually didn't work and didn't broadcast. Maybe. I guess it did broadcast. I invited people. Why don't they join? I guess they don't. I'm gonna try some more.